What is going on, everyone? It is the final streaming day of the week. We've got a good one lined up for you. A good variety of content today, including Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii and some old school Street Fighter action on the anniversary of Street Fighter 2, which is pretty neat, isn't it? Chill podcast as well. We're going to recap everything that went down yesterday and do a little bit of a preview of next week. Looks like we're starting to get an idea of when the marathon may happen and more. So sit back and relax. It's the final day of the week. It's time to chill on the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo! Because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Oh!
Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is Friday, the 7th of March, 2025. I'm DSP. And of course, as always, this is the Level 1 podcast. It's been a lengthy week, 6 straight days of streaming. There's been a lot of content, a lot of good stuff that's happened, some good returns, some special pizza parties, all kinds of fun. But all good things must come to an end. Tomorrow is my day off, and I will not be here. But that does not mean that today will not be a great day. In fact, today will be a great day of great chill content and an interesting mix, because I actually have some interesting stuff to announce for tonight's late stream for Friday Night Fights. So stay tuned for that, especially if you're into Street Fighter stuff. You might be pleasantly surprised with what I'm going to tell you about tonight's stream, okay? But being the final streaming day of the week, we're just going to briefly recap what we did yesterday. Very successful Suikoden 1 HD remake stream, which I wasn't expecting. Return of Smart Guys, which was crazy as expected, with so much to cover. So just all around good stuff. And thanks for a great streaming week. As you can see, if you can believe it, 45 goals hit out of our 50 to do the marathon of the Five Nights at Freddy's Torture-thon, where I'm going to be playing tons of Five Nights at Freddy's games. So that's great. And so if you kind of think about it, gee, I wonder when the marathon will take place. It may take place as early as Monday. If you think about it today, let's say we hit 2 goals and we hit 2 goals Sunday. We need one more to have the marathon on Monday. Now, the only thing about next week is that likely we cannot do it on Tuesday, because Tuesday night we're going to do Smart Guys. So obviously I can't be doing a marathon that day. So honestly, the timing of this special marathon will be dependent on how quickly we hit the goals. It could be Monday, it could be Wednesday, it could be Thursday, and it's all good, no matter when it ends up being. Just let's see what happens. Now, you guys have been incredibly supportive this week. Like every single stream, pretty much, we've hit the goals. Some streams we've exceeded the goals and hit multiple goals, and I want to say thank you for that. In addition, as you can see, many streams this week already started with some support. I think it's been like 3 different streams where people were actually supporting early. And I've told you guys in the past that if someone does support between the streams, I would count that towards whatever the next stream is. So today we have Dickers Felt the Paddle, which I don't know what that's a reference to. Obviously, I know Dickers, but I don't know when he felt the paddle. But he get the 3 subs like an hour before I actually went live. So that will count towards today's stream, okay? And there's been tips, there's been super chats and things coming in early, and I really appreciate that. That's nice to know that people actually, are contributing early because they like the content. And last night, FYI, during Smart Guys, we hit not 1, not 2, but 3 $150 goals. So I opened 3 packs of those WWE Topps cards, which was kind of exciting for the show, something different. I don't particularly think we got any good cards. We maybe look at them today to recap because I don't think any of those were very rare or very good. But it was fun to do. But then, as the stream was ending, like the stream's going offline, okay? Someone did like a massive $50 super chat out of nowhere, but we can shout it out. The stream was offline, but obviously we're going to count that. So basically, we did hit like all of our goals for Smart Guys last night as well. So it's been amazing. I mean, really, it's been a really great streaming week, and I am so appreciative of that. And I thank you all for being here every day, for checking out the content, for supporting whatever it is I'm doing. I mean, just think of the wild variety of stuff that I did this week alone, right? We did chill gaming with things like Pirate Yakuza and Suikoden. We did very chaotic, stressful online play with things like Street Fighter and Call of Duty. We had a pizza party featuring the Ninja Turtles theme. We had a Lego night where I built succulent plants. And then we did a wrestling commentary show. So, I mean, it's so much content of a good variety. This is very different from back in the day when it used to just be gameplay, right? And I'm happy for that. I am happy that people, I think, have finally gotten the message that I'm not just going to be here every day, all day playing games. As I get older, I do need to diversify my content, and it is working. And I will work, to continue to do that in the future. It's not just going to be the same stuff. And that way, won't be stagnation, right? Now, before we get to anything today, I do have something that I need to say up front. I've got some personal stuff going on right now in my life that's pretty stressful and pretty sad and depressing. All right. It has absolutely, positively nothing to do with anything on stream, any content that I'm doing right now. Nothing to do with Smart Guys, nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with my wife either. Just, because, oh my God, what's going on with Kat? It's not that either. There's just personal stuff going on, and it's definitely affecting me. Like today, I don't feel good. Just being honest, and I don't mean in like physically. I mean like up here and here. I feel like shit. Okay, so there's nothing you could do about that. That's life. But I'm gonna do my best to still be here all day today and put out streams and content for you guys, and try to basically take my mind off of all the stuff that's going on. It's nothing that anyone needs to know about because it's my personal shit, but it's fucked up. Stuff that happens sometimes in life, and it's how you handle that and how you bounce back from it. I think that counts, not the fact that the bad stuff happens, because bad stuff happens to everyone, right? So I just hope that it doesn't come through in the content. Today, if I sound a little bit more stressed, if I seem upset, if I seem kind of down, there's a good reason for it. And I'm sorry for that. Obviously, that's not my intention. When I come to stream, I'm trying to get you guys to escape from the stuff that's in your personal real lives, right? I want you to come chill with me and hang out and have a good time. That's the intention. But it can't always be like a flawless person. And today's one of those days I get the feeling that I'm going to get slammed and not feel too good, no matter what I'm really up to. But I'll still do my best. And I thank you all for your consideration. I just want to say that up front, because many of you who regulars here might say, gee, I wonder what's going on, right? I wonder what's happening here. It's not, no, see, this idiot, it's not about getting pity bucks. It's not anything like that. It's just people notice these things, already. When literally the first time I turned the camera on, people were like, damn, Phil looks tired. Yeah, oh, I am. I'm fucking beat right now. I'm to my wits' end, stressed out right now. And there's nothing that can be done to fix it or help it or be better. It's life. Okay. So my bad for that. I hope that it doesn't affect the content today. And I hope that we can get through today and have a fun day. And again, people are deaf. It has nothing to do with any content or anything I'm making. Nothing public at all. It's something that no one knows about. Okay. Nor should you. It's my private life. All right. God forbid that a streamer actually have a private life, but I do. I've done a really good job over the last 5+ years of establishing a separation between what and what actually goes on behind the scenes in my life, thankfully, because with the amount of stalkerish stuff that happens, it's very good that I'm able to maintain that separation and balance. It's needed. Okay. So, all right. So let's move past it. All right, and let's get started with today's show. So yesterday, I was pleasantly surprised. Really, I was. Number one, we started off with the premiere of Suikoden 1 HD Remake, okay? And everyone was saying to me, Phil, do you really think it's a good idea to play this game? Do you really think that anyone's going to care about a classic JRPG? Do you really feel like you're going to get engagement and support on this stream? Doesn't it sound like a bad idea? And to be honest, I don't know. I didn't know going into it if it was going to work or not. But I've been getting, some feedback, people telling me, Phil, listen, you should just play whatever it is that you want to play because that's how you're going to succeed. That's how you're going to have, positivity, to actually enjoy what you're doing. And it seems like your support isn't necessarily, how can I say, dependent on the game you're playing. Now, I disagree with that to some extent because I do feel like when I play certain kinds of games and certain kinds of playthroughs that it does bring certain people to the streams to support. I do think that is the case. But I think that a lot of people don't see that. They just see the same people coming by and dropping contributions every day. And they say, oh, you see, those are your 5 whales, Phil. And they're the ones who basically keep you going. In reality, yes, there are big contributors that are regulars, but there's also a wide variety of people who come by every day and contribute a little here, a little there, or just a behind the scenes, member or sub, someone who leaves a super thanks every once in a while. And those people matter just as much. You got to understand, I'm someone who's been making content for almost 17 years, over 80,000 videos uploaded to the internet. It's not just what I'm doing immediately right now, transparent to the world on this stream that's supporting me. It's everything combined. It's back views, back ad revenue. It's all of this stuff. Okay, it is. So I'm incredibly grateful for that. And, not knowing what was going to happen playing Suikoden, I told you guys that I was definitely wanting to play that game because it meant something to me. This is a game that I played in the 90s that was one of the best, PlayStation 1 era RPGs of that time, in my opinion. It blew me away at the time with its amount of content, characters, music, everything. The plot's outstanding, and I couldn't wait to play it. So I am happy to announce and say that basically, in regards to Suikoden, it went really well. Okay, like no lie, Suikoden, we got good engagement and support, hit my goal, and the stream went well. The game actually is really good on PC, and I'm excited for more. Like I'm actually getting back into it now because I don't necessarily remember the plot. I'm like, oh man, this is good. I can't wait to play more and play more. So it went well. It did. So thank you to those who were there, who engaged, and who supported that stream. Now, there's absolutely no guarantees moving forward that every single time that I play Suikoden that it's going to be that good. But at least to have a start that was very positive like that, I really, really appreciate. And I hope that you guys will continue to check out the playthrough as it moves forward because it's a great game, okay? So obviously that was shocking. I didn't know how that was going to go. I honestly thought after all of this, it was going to kind of, fall on its face and not be good, but it went well. So thank you. And so I will be playing it more next week. Smart Guys last night as well. Great return show. Sadly, out of the gates, major issues. PPP was having tons of technical issues on his end. Like multiple things were going wrong. He had been on vacation for a couple of weeks. And he came back and he said he was tweaking some stuff and he had some things that he was changing in his setup. And then he was having like nonstop issues with his setup. So we ended up starting very late. Like we were supposed to start by 7. I don't think we even got the show started till like way after, like 7:30-ish later. The good news is we very wisely decided that the best way to pace the show is to do a quick opening, but then to get right into the wrestling. All right. And I think this is what we're going to be doing moving forward, because if we get too far into off-topic stuff, we never get to the subject matter of the show. And the subject matter of the show is wrestling, and we shouldn't be rushing to get through what's supposed to be the major focus. Agreed? Like, I think that's the case, and it seems like most people agree with me. So that's what we're going to be doing, is focusing, at the start with the wrestling, get that gone. And then here's the thing. If after we finish with that stuff, we decide that we want to do more, we want to do some drama content or whatever we want to do, we do it at the end. And that way, you know what I'm saying? At least it's at the end. And some of you have already said, I'm reading chat, and a lot of people are basically just saying they don't really care for anything other than the pro wrestling content. That's what they're tuning in for. And I get it. Okay, I do. I totally get it. And some people are fans of mine exclusively. You guys have watched me for years. You remember the old Smart Guy show. You like the content I put out now. You don't have interest in that part of the show. So having it that we're doing the wrestling up front allows us to get that content out first. And then if we get to the end, you're like, I don't care about this. Well, then you can turn the show off and that's fine. Okay. So that's good that we are doing it that way, in my opinion. All right. Now, the one thing that sucked, we went way too late last night. That show should not be that long. I feel like the sweet spot for Smart Guys is around 2 hours, maybe 2.5. And it just went on way too long. All right. So we're going to do our best, in future weeks now. PPP is back from vacation. We're going to try to have it weekly, every Tuesday night, if possible. If something goes wrong Thursday, but we're going to try to do them every Tuesday night. And essentially, we're going to try to get it more streamlined so that basically the show can be more fast-paced and end at a reasonable time. It ended way too late. We can't be going that late every time we do the show. It's got to be in line with the content, okay? So anyway, the show went well. Like I said, we ended up opening 3 packs. You want to see? Here, I'll get them quick. Oh, here we go. So, we ended up opening 3 packs of cards. And quite frankly, looking at all these cards that we opened, I don't necessarily think that any of them are very valuable or rare. We got this John Cena Legends card. Well, I think it's just a regular card in the set. Some of these cards, oddly, I think they're considered the chromium cards because they have like that rainbow tinge to them, and the characters are in black and white. But they're all NXT like wrestlers or like Piper Niven. It's like nothing. I don't think any of these are necessarily very valuable or good. There was some kind of a different Damian Priest. I don't even know why it looks like that. It kind of looks like an old baseball card. And I don't know what the point of that is. Why? Because we got another Damian Priest. Yeah, there was a second Damian Priest. Here. So why there's 2 Damian Priest cards? I don't know. I don't even know what the point is. I'm kind of lost. So, yeah. And then, some just common cards. AJ Styles, Charlotte Flair. We had these weird ones. Wait a minute. Am I missing a card here? There was another card. Where the hell is it? Oh, here. Oh. There's the third pack is here. I didn't even put it in with those. So there's some weird cards that say Allen and Ginter, and they're drawn in a weird way, and I don't know what the hell that means. Are they supposed to be variant cards or something? It says the world's champions, Allen and Ginter. The hell is that? I don't know. I think the best looking card that I got is this one. Shinsuke Nakamura, but it has this blue border. And I don't know why, because it is just a standard numbered card. I think it's like 51, but it has a cool blue border. So I don't know if that's like a rare variant or something. But I think it looks pretty nice. Oh, it has a number on it. Wait a minute. It is a rare variant. I didn't notice this last night. It has a number printed on the front. 22 out of 150. I didn't even see this yesterday. I think what it is, because this was the last pack we opened and we were kind of rushing, so we didn't even notice. Here, I'll show you guys up close because I have the other camera angle to show you. So here we go. Oh, I have effects on. Hold on. Okay, so here it is. Oh, come on, it was focusing, and now it stopped. Can we focus again? Come on, stay in focus. Stay in focus. Okay, it's staying in focus. Good. No, come on. Now it's stay in focus, you goddamn thing. There. So do you see? This camera is annoying me. Look at it. It's going crazy. It won't stay in focus. So do you see? You're never going to see. I think I'm going to have to manually focus it because the camera won't focus. Look, it has a number right there. All right, I'm going to manual focus this stupid thing. Let me see here. Ah, perfect. So look, it says Shinsuke Nakamura, but it says 22 out of 150. I did not notice that. Chomp says that's your hit in the box. You won't have any more hits. It's only considered one per box. So I guess this is my rare card, Shinsuke Nakamura, 22 out of 150. Okay. It's probably worth like a dollar, I bet. So what's it called? Anyone know what this is called, this card? This is cool that now I had a chance to look at it close. I had no idea that it was the rare card. It's numbered on it. I don't know. Nice nips. Yeah, I know. He has nice nipples. Look at that. A blue refractor. Okay. So is it worth anything? I wonder if it actually has like any value or if it's just bullshit, right? You really got to wonder with these cards, like, do they actually have any value or not? Ah, scared myself. Okay. Um, so yeah, my favorite card, $5 on eBay. Wow. Wow, what a valuable card, huh? That's my hit of the box. My favorite card is Stone Cold. It's a classic Stone Cold Steve Austin pose on the silver. I like that. So that's my favorite one. But I think that's the only rare one I got, I guess, with Shinsuke Nakamura. There's still 4 more packs left. So there is a chance to get more, but that's your guaranteed card per box, correct? Like you get one guaranteed card. And then after that, if you get anything else, you're just considered like very lucky. So that was 3 packs open last night. We were doing it for every $150 raised. I still have 4 more. So we have enough for next week. And then after that, determine how well it goes. Maybe I'll get more. I could order them. They take about a week and a half to get. And it's $30 a box. So up to you guys. We'll see how it goes next week. All right. And the idea is we want to do the show every Tuesday night. Hopefully we can stick to that next week. We'll find out. And if that's the case, as I was telling you, that's why I can't do my marathon on Tuesday. Okay. So let's see how it goes. And go from there. All right, cool. All right. So, yeah, yesterday went really well. You know, we hit the goals and everything, and everything was great. So that's why we're at 45 because we hit 1 goal for the first stream, and I accidentally forgot to add one to the total. I still had it say 43 when I was playing Suikoden, but it should have said 44. And then last night, Smart Guys went well, so then we went to 45. Okay, so there we are. Very, very good, and I'm excited for how today will go. So what are we doing today? Well, today is Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii continuing on. And last time we played, we had a great time. We are in Hawaii currently, running around and recruiting people to our pirate crew, which entails a whole bunch of different side content missions, plus, some grinding and stuff. So I'm excited to chill with you in Hawaii today. And that's what it's going to be, a very chill vibe, very interactive vibe. For those of you that are here, it's going to be a hangout session rather than it me being so ultra focused because we are in that part of the game. Now, later on, we're going to get to story elements. But I think today, it seems like the game wants us to explore and do all this stuff. All right, so that's what it's going to be. Now, later tonight on the late stream, I got something for you guys. If it comes together, and I hope it does, as you know, the other day, I played retro Street Fighter games. Okay. And it worked decently. I got to play a lot of Third Strike, which I haven't played in a long time. And I played a tiny bit of Super Turbo and Alpha 3. Well, tonight, there is a strong chance that I may actually be running lobbies with people who are good at classic Street Fighter. Okay. And some of the people that I'm going to play, like one of them is really good at Third Strike and is better than me. Like, I'm just going to say this up front. He's better than me at Third Strike. He's probably going to whoop my ass, but I'm going to do my best to hang. But I'm definitely way better than him at Super Turbo. So it kind of balances out. Honestly, I don't even know if he's good at Alpha 3 or not. And I know I'm not good at Alpha 3, but I tend to still hang anyway for some bizarre reason. So that should be fun. Now, I don't know if I'm only going to play him or others because there was someone else who wanted to play me in Marvel 2. But it's not clear if they're going to be available tonight or not. So at the very least, it looks like I'm going to run some sets with someone who's good at classic Street Fighter. And it's going to be a good time tonight on Friday Night Fights. And then if we run out of time or whatever, and I just have to do some random gameplay, I can do that too. I get the feeling that there will absolutely be more comp on a Friday night than there was randomly in the middle of the week on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it was that I did it, right? So I think we will have more success tonight, and it should be a great stream of classic Street Fighter. And what better day to celebrate classic Street Fighter? Because if you guys aren't aware, which you're probably not, today, what did I do? There we go. Oh, crap. There we go. Today is the 34th anniversary of Street Fighter 2. That's right. It was 34 years ago, March 7th, 1991. Street Fighter 2 was released in arcades. It was an outstanding game. It changed my friggin' life. It did. I went to the arcade that day fully expecting to just play beat-em-ups, like Ninja Turtles arcade game or The Simpsons or Captain America and the Avengers or the Spider-Man game or something like that. And there's this game with these 8 colorful, weird, different fighters all going at it. And it's a head-to-head game that 2 people are playing against each other. And it was so different than the other games that have been out. Most other games that were beat-em-ups like this were co-op. And this one was a head-to-head competition game. And my goodness, it was very, very different than anything that I had really expected. Let's put it that way. And putting your quarter up to line up to play, and it's competitive and it's fun, and winner stays, loser pays. That was the mantra back then, or the slogan. Man, it was great. It was a great time. And, now here I am in my midlife, right? And the fact that I'm still playing Street Fighter to this day, only now for an audience of hundreds to thousands around the world watching me, is pretty wild to think about. Like today, if you really think about it this way, okay? So I played in arcades. I played at tournaments in arcades. Hell, I played at EVO, okay? And I was on the biggest stage of the world at that point in competitive Street Fighter in the finals. But now when I play Street Fighter, I have a bigger audience. Seriously, just a few hundred to 1,000 people maybe that watch me play Street Fighter. That's more than it even was back then when you think about it. It's pretty crazy to think, but it's true. So, yeah, I'm excited tonight to be playing classic Street Fighter with some people from my past to see how it goes. If I get my ass handed to me, I really don't care. I don't. Like, I would much rather play against people who are good and lose than play against laggy scrubs, even if I win or lose. Like, I would much rather just play good people. You know what I'm saying? So, good stuff. That's tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, Friday Night Fights, old school throwback anniversary stream. It should be a great time. I hope you guys will join me for it, okay? Cool. All right. Now, let's briefly recap the schedule or preview the schedule for the week, and then we can talk a little more about the future. So, tomorrow I'm off. When I come back on Sunday, we're going to do more of that Suikoden collection, so it should be exciting because I really liked it yesterday, and we're getting into really good plot points, and the game is starting to actually get into the main combat aspect now. And we're going to do an Avowed stream on Sunday night. Now, again, admittedly, I don't know how Avowed's going to go. Every time we play it, it seems to go well, but then everyone says I should stop playing it, and I'm like, but we just did a good stream. Like, we were chill, we were enjoying the open world exploration. Like, why should I drop it? So, I'm going to play it again on Sunday night, and we'll see how it goes, all right? On Monday, we're going to do more Black Ops 6. The Ninja Turtles event is going on till the 13th. So I think that I'll play it again and see how far we can get. Maybe we can unlock some of the stuff. Hopefully we can unlock Master Splinter. I figured out that the size for Raphael are much better than I thought. So we'll use the Psy hopefully more effectively than I did last time. And it should be fun. And then we're going to do a chill indie night on Monday night. What will it be? Well, I'm not sure yet, but we have a bunch of chill indie games that we had on the list from last time. So we'll pick one and I'll get it. We'll download it and we'll play it that night. Just like similar to how we did a game about digging a hole and it ended up being pretty cool. We'll pick another one and jump in and see how it goes. And then Tuesday, more like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza and Smart Guys. Now, the one thing is that this is subject to change, all right? Based on the marathon and how we do with support. Because here's the thing, we're at 45 goals. If I end up hitting a goal today and hitting a goal tonight and hitting goals on Sunday, then it looks like we're probably going to end up doing this marathon either Monday or Wednesday. All right? It's the Five Nights at Freddy's marathon where I will be playing a variety of Five Nights at Freddy's games. Okay? I will be having some booze, of course. I got to get some because I actually don't really have much in the house right now. So tomorrow on my day off, I'll go to the liquor store. I'll probably buy that fruit variety pack again because that worked really well. People picking fruit flavors and stuff for me to take the shots of. I think that worked well. So maybe just do that again. Or maybe get a bottle of something. But I don't want to go too crazy and spend too much money. So we'll see. But I want to get something to drink during the event. So we hit certain levels of support. Obviously, I have a shot. And obviously, with the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, which I don't really like, it's going to be better for me to be a little bit inebriated, I feel. So that should be a fun stream. And there'll be food. It really depends on what day the marathon happens, what food I get. We may end up ordering out at this point. It won't be fast food, though. We'll probably get like from a restaurant or something locally for that. So it's a little different than DSP tries it. It'll be like more like a feasting with the king or something like that. So, we do have an exciting week coming up. No real new games coming out in the next week. I mean, there are, but not the games that I'm really interested in. You know, the second half of March is going to be game heavy for me. So, that'll be exciting. But for now, we're going to basically focus on the stuff that we're kind of playing right now and try to get further into it and go from there. You know, I'm still on the fence about certain games like Avowed if I'll continue to play them. I guess we'll find out. Okay? Cool. What's the difference between DSP Tries It and Feasting with the King? DSP Tries It is essentially a fast food taste test series where I order common items off of a fast food menu from a place that probably you can get because it's like a worldwide chain, and I basically rate the food. With Feasting with the King, I'm just ordering food from a restaurant. It's not really rating the food. It's more like just kind of a mukbang sharing of the meal. Okay, a little different. There you go. Okay, so that is what's going on this week, okay? I hope that sounds like a good week to all of you. Now, right now, we're off to a head start of $15 raised because Dickers Felt the Paddle did 3 gifted subs right before the stream started. But since this stream started 33 minutes ago, this podcast, I have received absolutely, positively 0 contributions. So, since we want the Five Nights at Freddy's marathon to happen, you want to torture me with these awful horror games, and you want to see me get buzzed along the way, let's get some support, shall we? Who's going to be the first super chat of the day? Who's going to be the first tip of the day? And who is going to be the first member? Let's find out. Let's see. Let's get some stuff going. They call me Mr. Kruger, said I thought your wife wanted to cook. She did, but it looks like the marathon isn't going to end up aligning with days that she works. So obviously she can't be home to cook a big spread for us if she has to work. I will tell you this. Every year, I do a marathon around my birthday. Sometimes it's on my birthday. Sometimes it's right before. Whatever the marathon is that we do around my birthday, we'll schedule it so that she can be able to cook for it. But at this point, like with her work schedule and everything, we were looking at it. We're like, yeah, unless we do it like way late in the week, she's not going to be able to cook. And the bummer then is then we'd have to delay the marathon. What if we qualify for it on Monday, but then we say, oh, we're not doing it till Friday? Well, people might be upset they have to wait all week, right? So That's why. So she is going to cook eventually, but not for this particular one. It's looking like anyway. Okay. Okay. Do the pose. Oh, you want me to do the pose? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to be the first super chatter of today? That didn't work. Who's going to be the first tipper of today? And, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to gift the first membership of today? Well, we better find out soon, or else we're not going to have much to do. All right. So let's get some support, everybody. Let's do it. Let's get some stuff coming in so we can get some momentum. Because right now we got nothing, right? So let's get some momentum today, shall we? All right. So let's go ahead and oops, what did I just click? Crap. Oh, giant thing just opened. What the hell? I don't know what I just did. Hold on. Okay, let me fix it. There we are. Shout out to John Philip Stamos, who just gifted a sub over on Kick. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. And I just received the first super chat of the day. $10 from Little Spider Ninja, who says, let's get to Five Nights at Freddy's. Happy Friday, Phil. Thank you very much, Little Spider Ninja. You are the first super chatter of the day, so let's get you up on the leaderboard. Appreciate that. Then we had Banana Jose with a super sticker for $1. Thank you, Banana Jose. And then Princess Luna just did a $10 super chat and says, momentum. And that's $10 as opposed to the $9.99 from Little Spider Ninja. So Princess Luna, Princess Luna actually just unseated Little Spider Ninja by a penny, if you can believe it. 1 penny. There you go. Okay. Excellent stuff. Thank you, guys. So now we have our first super chats of the day. We got some subs. Now, who's going to be the first tip? And who's going to be the first member or gifted membership? Let's get those in rolling. And thank you so much. Now, to be frank, I don't really have much for you today. There's really no gaming news going on. I checked, and it's just kind of like, not much. And you know, I kind of covered all the general recap stuff I wanted to cover. So here's the deal. Everything always happens when I'm not here. So I guarantee you on Sunday when I come back, there's going to be a ton to talk about. It happens every single week when I'm not around. That's when all the action happens. So I'm sure we'll have a nice, interesting Sunday podcast. But for now, it's more chill vibes. So what do you guys want to chat about today? Please tag me in the chat and let's see what you guys would like to discuss. When I played Stardew Valley, was I a goat farmer or did I only raise horses and chickens? When I played Stardew Valley, we didn't get that far. I think we had just started raising the chickens. And did we do, I can't remember what else we did. We didn't do goats. I know goats are in the game. We didn't do goats or anything like that. We were getting more heavily into the farming, and then we stopped playing it. When can we play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Not soon. I'm not interested in it. Falcule says, I think you and PPP are hitting your stride together. I think, here's the thing. I think with the wrestling stuff, the wrestling portion, we're getting better and better. I think it's getting more streamlined. We're bouncing off each other better. We're adding more to the commentary side. We definitely have differing opinions on a lot, which is a good thing. I was a wrestling fan from way back in the day who was gone for a while and coming back. He's a more modern wrestling fan, but hasn't been following it. So it's kind of interesting now to see us get more into it heavily, right? It's a good thing. I think it's a good show in that regard. I think we are trying to find our stride with the rest of the show, right? Like, there's so many different things we've done. We call it Grill Phil, but it's different every week. Like, some weeks it's about certain hot topics, it's kind of drama. And then other weeks it's about things that my detractors have been saying. And it's kind of all over the place. I feel like it's good, but I feel like that the potential, like, we need to nail it down to exactly what it needs to be. And we haven't really done that yet. Like, it fluctuates a lot. So we'll see. Again, we were coming back from not doing it, and then it had delays and everything. I think as we get more into the regular schedule of doing it again, I think the show will get better. I do. And we're getting into WrestleMania season, so now there's going to be a lot more to talk about. So I think it's just going to get better anyway. So I don't know what War Thunder is. What's going on, Game Boy? How you doing? Modern Parents Teabaggers, what a great name, says, can you add a new segment to Smart Guys? Maybe 5 to 10 minutes on Review Tech, calling it the Rich Review. What we're noticing, all right, is that there is desire for us to do other kind of content that's not wrestling. And the thing is, we're trying to like cram it into the wrestling show, and it's probably not the best idea. So let me put it this way. We're in talks about the future, about can we do other content that's maybe not wrestling, so that way we could keep it off of Smart Guys, but we could still make content that's other kind of content together. So we're working on that to try to figure this shit out, okay? And there are talks in the works about collabs and other things that we're trying to figure shit out, So there you go. Falcule says, maybe take Grill Phil and do Phil Grills, where I take what the detractors have been saying and we turn it on them, or maybe we grill RTU for a while. Yeah, again, see, these are good ideas. I like them. But the problem is we need to do the wrestling too. Like, the wrestling is the primary focus, right? The wrestling is the name of the show, Smart Guys. That's what it's about. So the challenge is, how do you do the wrestling, but also these other ideas without derailing the whole show? And I think that's what happened last night. Thank God we did the wrestling first, right? So this is the discussion that we're going to have moving forward to try to figure stuff out. We will work on it, When are we getting an RTU collab? Do you really think that I'm going to collab with RTU? You're serious? He had his chance. He had his chance to be on the show. He agreed to be on the show. And then he backed out like a pussy. And that's the last interaction I'm really going to have with him in any professional capacity. When you act like that, that's it. You had your chance. You let it fucking drop, and that's it, man. John Philip Stamos says, I want to see you Raz PPP back. So here's the thing. I could, but then I have to like research him. Here, the problem with that is, it's not really a problem, but here's the challenge with that, right? I literally have a gigantic group of obsessed weirdo nut jobs who every day take every single thing that I say and do into some incredibly exaggerated context to try to make money off of ridiculous content, right? So every day, everyone literally can know my business just by opening YouTube and searching for DSP, and 17 detractor videos come up, and there's your content. Now you know what Phil's up to, right? In order for me to know what's going on with PPP, there's not much I can do. He doesn't have much of a public presence outside of him doing Kino Casino. So if he's not doing Casino, there's not much to talk about. And in addition to that, I don't have time to watch Kino Casino. Like, I'm being real with you. I don't. I work so much. I don't have time to sit there and watch their show. I mean, some people have even said, we haven't seen you, pop in for a casino in a long time. What gives? I don't have time. I'm just so busy that I don't have time. They're broadcasting when I'm broadcasting. Sometimes by the time that I have free time, they're already offline. So I don't have time for it. So it's hard to grill someone when you just don't have opportunity to know everything going on with them. I'm sure if I watched like 2 episodes of Kino Casino that I would have enough, but I don't have time to do it. All right. Here's the thing. You guys have criticisms of PPP. They're fair, and that's fine. But there's not much I can do about that. You see what I'm saying? I can relate this to him. Like some people are like, oh, we didn't like how the Grill Phil segment went last night and stuff. I could tell him that. But it's up to people to reach out to him and be like, hey, we didn't really like how that went, or it can improve by doing this. I can't, I don't, we don't even know every week. Like, I allow the segment, obviously. I'm okay with it, totally okay with it. And I don't know necessarily what he's even going to really bring up. So it's good because it's like spur of the moment. I think it's better that way. If I knew everything pre-planned, I don't think it would be as good, right? But I don't know. Like, how do you? What am I going to tell him? Oh, so my viewers said that it went too far. I could tell him that, but it's kind of like the critics should criticize the person who they're criticizing, but you guys are coming to me because I'm part of the show too, and I hear you. That's good, but I think he needs to know it publicly too. You know what I mean? Like, let him know. Hey, I think it went too far. It's fun to some extent, but Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Like Alfred says, well, you should urge PPP to join a gym and get started eating healthy because he tries to dictate how you operate. Yes, but it's such low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, yes, tell him he's fat. I think he knows that already. So I don't think it really has much of an effect, does it? If the guy, I don't think it's that big of a deal, you know? Oh, excuse me. No, PPP is not actually being malicious at all. The whole point of the segment is that PPP regurgitates detractor memes and tries to roll with them, and then I try to respond to them. So it's like you're grilling me about the things that people have been on my case about, right? That's the point of the segment. And I think that the segment works, but the problem was number one, it was 2 weeks of content built up, and we're trying to do it all in one segment. And number two, we had already run late. So it's like now you're really trying to cram and rush, and it went too long and it got too overblown all at once. So if we're gonna do that segment, we need to find a way to more streamline it so that yes, we're doing the wrestling, yes, we have the segment, but it's not nothing feels too long or you know what I mean, too overblown. I do think it did. It got way too overblown. So, we got to find that balance. And like I said, people are having great ideas and I agree with them. And so by the way, so does PPP. Like we want to do other content. Like let's do something where we have topics where we talk about that isn't wrestling. And it could be drama, but it could be other creators as well. It's not just about me. It could be about other things. That's the thing. The Grill Phil segment's all about me, but I think seeing us interact and talk about other topics is a great idea too. That's like something that definitely could work. But we need to figure out how to do it. It's got to be its own thing. It's a lot of stuff to digest and talk about. And now he's back from vacation, so we'll be talking more about that stuff and trying to figure it out. Yes, but Sarah, here's the thing. She says PPP accusing you of being a biphobic, woman-hating incel was really upsetting. Yes, but he's playing the role of the detractor. Don't you get it? Like that's the point of the segment. He regurgitates the detractor memes that are going on. And then I can address them. And so obviously I have my take on it, right? Exposed to the world. And then you can digest it however you want, right? Like that's the point of the segment though. I think people don't get it. I mean, really, like I just think some people just don't get it. See, you all, again, I guess you guys don't get it. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. If you don't understand it, then I don't know. Like for example, okay, all the stuff that's been going on this last couple of weeks, people are going on Twitter and doing crazy shit, and then they yell DSP. Do you really think that anyone in their right mind thinks that I'm responsible for that stuff? Like, literally anyone could do anything, and just because they bring up my name doesn't mean I'm involved or I'm responsible or I have to say a word about it. I'm not involved with any of it. But but that's the meme, and that's what they're bringing up, and that's the stupid shit, you know what I mean? See, that's true too. I will say that I think Dad Pants has a point. He says, "The segment only really works if people know about the detractor memes, and if they don't, then the segment doesn't work." So, here's the thing, right? I feel like for my fans, the wrestling part of Smart Guys is the best part, correct? For my hardcore fans, people who like me, my opinions on stuff, my content, and they want to hear me talk about wrestling because I used to do Smart Guys over a decade ago, right? The wrestling portion is the portion for you. But then there's the whole other portion, and the other portion is for the Kino Casino viewers because that's the kind of content they're used to. They're used to the drama, the grilling, the detractor shit, the memes. So it's kind of like, again, having that balance, right? It's like the first half of the show, the wrestling will be for my fans. The second half is for their fans, right? But that's kind of the point I've been making is all along, if I had leaned 100%, okay, 100% into drama, I probably would have exploded in popularity. I probably would have made a ridiculous amount of money, right? It's true. Look at what was happening. I was blowing up back in the summer and the fall with interaction with them, felting Rich constantly, even bringing my detractors into it and making fun of them publicly. I mean, look at the shit that happened with guys like Duty getting demonetized, super crazy, stealing the detractors' money and running away with a phantom lawsuit that never was going to happen, right? And that was all good stuff, right? And I would have been able to do that. I would have been able to do that pretty much endlessly if I felt like it. But I would have then had to change my content. My content wouldn't have been, hey, play video games and do chill content with the audience that feels like a social hangout session. Instead, it would have been constantly attack people, constantly get at odds with people, go on shows and get into arguments. I probably would have been involved with Lol Cow shit, Lol Cow Live and all of that. It would have been me just embroiled in all of it. And would it have made money? Yes. Would it have been popular? Yes. But is that necessarily what's best? I don't know. I don't think that overall that's what I should be doing right now. I feel like a balance, okay, is much better, much better than jumping headfirst into it. Because again, what I feel like is if you jump 100% headfirst into that drama sphere, you can't go back, right? You can delve in it, right? You can delve in it and then go back to it and draw upon it when you need to or when you feel it's best, and that's okay. But once you jump head first into that and you become that, and that's the end all be all of what you are, then that's all anyone's going to care about. And that's all anyone's going to seek, right? So that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's why I'm saying I just don't feel like that's what I should do. And a lot of people disagree, right? And, it is what it is. But I'm trying to do what's best for everyone. I know that if I jumped into that head first, I would lose a lot of my old fans and people who've been with me for a very long time and people who've been along the way and support me every day. Like, the reason why I still make a living is because of my longtime dedicated fans, as well as some of the new exposure and new support I'm getting from casino viewers. It's a mix. So that's why I can't just go, oh, I'm just going to change everything that I am and be on the internet. And the truth is, I don't want to 100% jump into drama content. I don't. I don't enjoy it like these other guys do, right? To them, it's like we cause drama, we cause all kinds of we make fun of people, there's arguments, and then the money comes in, right? The bag comes in. And then well, great. But that's not me. Like, to me, I don't want to make that content. I don't really enjoy it. For me, to get involved with someone in that capacity, it's because they deserve it. Like, they've done something to me or they've done something heinous and they need to be exposed and they need to be taken to task for it. And I think in those special cases, it works, right? When we reacted to the Rich documentary, right? Or, these stupid ass detractors being dumb as shit, then it works. But I'm not the kind of guy that's just going to sit there and go after people all the time and purposefully get into arguments to make content farm shit. That's not me. And I get it. That's the game. That's where content has gone. But not everyone has to do it. Not everyone has to chase the bag. And I get that PPP is a little nervous for me. He's like, oh, well, in the future, what's going to happen if everything dries up with your gaming viewers and fans? And I've been telling you guys this for 5 years. I've been telling you all this. I can't just be the guy that sits here and plays games all day, every day. It won't work. No one's going to care about the 50, 60-year-old dude playing games all day. And I'm going to get older, and I'm not going to be able to do that with my hands. I'm going to get older. My carpal tunnel is going to set in, and my reflexes are going to be off, and I'm not going to be able. But the camera went on again. My AI camera went on again. I'm not going to be able to do it. So I have to delve into other realms. I have to delve into other topics and subjects, right? That's why I do a podcast every morning, and this podcast does well. People might not like to admit it because everyone made fun of me when I started this show and said, oh, he's not a podcaster. What is he talking about? It's not a podcast. Yet, a lot of days, I make almost all my income on this show. Sometimes I make all of my income on the show. And when I start the game, nothing else comes in. So I am a podcaster, whether you like it or not, and I'm doing good at it. Okay? So eat that for all the critics out there. Oh, he's not a podcaster because he's not doing it like everyone else. Not every podcast is exactly the same. Many are very different, and mine is pretty unique, and it still works, and it's still successful, okay? So that's the thing, though. I need to diversify. I need to do different kinds of stuff than just gameplay, and I fully agree there. I like the idea that Smart Guys has returned. It gives me something else to do that's not just gaming. But now I feel like I do need to start delving into other things as well. This year already, and last year too, there's a lot of games that I started playing, and then I dropped them. And people gave me shit. Why are you dropping so many games? Well, don't you understand that this is not 10 years ago? 10 years ago, literally playing every game and doing a giant playthrough from start to finish worked and was profitable. That's not necessarily what works and is profitable and what people want anymore. Things have changed. People don't just want non-stop gaming content. And quite frankly, I don't think I want to do non-stop gaming content. I do want to play certain games. I do want to finish certain games. But what I'm liking a lot more today? The variety stuff we're doing when it comes to like the flexibility now where I can play any game I want because I have a gaming PC. So I'm diving in and I'm trying out new indie games. Like this game about digging a hole or whatever, I didn't even know existed. And someone suggested it last week and said, yeah, it's actually a pretty popular game. A lot of streamers are playing it. And I loved it. And it was only 3 hours long, so it wasn't a big investment of time. But it was a fun project to do. And now we can do another one next week. That's the kind of stuff that I think will work. Stuff that's not, oh, you're going to play this playthrough that's 40 hours long, so now you have to commit to it for a month and a half to beat it. That stuff's starting to go by the wayside, guys. And I think we all have to accept that. I think times are a-changing. As much as I loved the old days of being a full-time YouTuber, making full playthroughs constantly, and that's all I was doing, it's not working anymore. That stuff is not what everyone is looking for on the internet, right? It's not. Can we be honest with each other here? It's just like people who want to hang on to the past and be like, oh, physical games, buying physical games. I want physical games. Guys, physical games are being phased out and they will not exist very shortly. And the sooner you accept that as the reality and you move on, the better. Physical games are being phased out and everything's going to be a digital subscription or a digital purchase that could be taken away from you at any moment. And there's nothing you can do about it because that's where the gaming industry is going. It's just inevitable. So stop denying that that's going to happen. Your physical game collection will not ever persevere. Okay? But people don't want to hear that, right? So now I'm telling you, long-form video game playthroughs endlessly don't work anymore. If I pick and choose the games that I like and are working and I stick with them, that can work. but it's got to be a balance between me trying games that it's not gonna work for business, but it's okay. At least we tried it. But then we stick to the games that are working. And then I do independent projects in between, like indie games. And then every once in a while, we throw in a fun multiplayer game. But then I have time to do variety projects like Smart Guys or another show. That's the future. The future is not Phil sits here and does the same thing he's done for 15 years, day in, day out. And we all have to accept it. I have to accept it. You have to accept it. We all have to accept that the times are changing, things are evolving, and we can't just keep going forth doing the same thing all day, every day. I get longtime viewers who are giving me hell. I can't believe Phil quit another game. I can't believe he skipped Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. He's not playing Monster Hunter Wilds. He started this game and he dropped it after a little bit. Yeah, that's the reality of content creation in 2025. All right. And then I get the unfair comparisons. Well, so-and-so streamer is doing it. So-and-so. Yes, so-and-so streamer who gets like 5 to 10,000 viewers a stream, who probably is a millionaire. Yeah, they're doing it because they can do whatever they want. They could literally pick their nose on stream and make $1,000 per burger. All right. I can't do that. I have to do things that will work for an audience because this is both my passion, but also my job. And that's the reality of it, okay? Falgil says, I think you should try a few other things as tests to see what works for you, like a movie review segment on a podcast one day when news is kind of slow. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I do think that other variety stuff works, but it's like, what would work? Like, I don't really have time to watch movies that often. Right now, I'm watching Cobra Kai slowly, which is fun. And I'll probably, honestly, I've been watching it like an episode a night, but sometimes I fall asleep because I'm tired. So we'll see how far I get. But does anyone really care about me reviewing Cobra Kai after it's already over? You see what I'm saying? I tried movie reviews about over a year ago and they didn't do well. So I was like, well, I guess this doesn't matter, you know? But I think I need to keep trying new things, and I will. I'm not just going to keep sticking to just gameplay, but I do want to have gameplay. That's the other thing. It's like, again, it's that balance. Is that for PPP, his perspective is just jump fully into all the change and drama. And it's like, well, it would work, but it would totally abandon everyone who got me here to where I am. And that they're really the rock, the foundation of the support that I get that allows me to do what I love. So I'm not just going to change overnight, but the phasing in of new content has to happen too. It has to be a gradual thing, right? I'm glad we're having this discussion as well because, this is the kind of stuff that I feel is productive to have these open discussions where we can figure out what's best moving forward, ideas for change. This is a good constructive discussion. I think it's leading into a lot of goodwill between both sides here, that you guys are willing to talk about it and I'm willing to talk about it, right? Right. That's the thing. I got to try stuff. Like, I got to try. I got to see what works, what doesn't. I got to see what I'm enjoying, what I'm not, you know? Like, I like reviewing stuff, but if I'm going to review movies and I'm getting 1,000 views and making $2 per movie review, it's not even worth the time to watch the movie. I could be spending my time doing much more productive things, you see? But it was worth trying, and I did do several of them that year, but then it didn't work, right? So then you move on to the next thing. You try the next thing, right? Yeah, you're right. Dummy Koala says, I think you can do gaming long term with a little diversification. I find it crazy how full playthrough content creators are becoming harder and harder to find. Most people just do first impressions now. Yeah, 100% true. It's just not what it used to be. It used to be this big. You really want to know why? This is my opinion. You could completely disagree because the industry changed and decided the best way to advertise is to give the games away for free to influencers. So what ends up happening now is a hot new game comes out and the influencer already has it weeks in advance and they're already spoiling a giant chunk of the game so early that there's no point in anyone else doing a playthrough, right? You already know the gameplay elements, you already know the twists, you know the whole fucking game because the special cherry-picked people got the game and were able to play it early. And it didn't used to be like that. Back in the day when playthroughs were more prominent, everyone got the game at the same time. Everyone put out their playthroughs at the same time. It was almost like a race to make the content first, right? Now there's no race. Why do you think I don't do premiere day streams or premiere night streams anymore? What's the point of me playing a game at midnight on release date when someone already put out half the game a week ago? But they didn't buy it. They were just handed it and were specially selected to kiss the game's butt, right? It's the industry. The industry has changed as a whole, and there's nothing you can really do about it. You just gotta kind of accept it. I'm lucky, really I am, because I've been doing it for so long and I'm so well known for various reasons that I still get attention on my content. But there's tons of people out there that used to be playthrough people who can't do that anymore. You know, they just can't. See, no, here's the thing. This is where PPP is wrong. And he doesn't get it because he's not in the position I am, but I am very passionate about what I'm doing right now. Like, I feel like right now, the content that I'm putting out for you guys is arguably some of the best content I've ever done. It's more meaningful. The playthroughs are more fun. The interaction we have is great, and I'm having a great time doing it. I really am. It's not, for me, this is not a grind where I need to come back every day and be like, oh God, I got to punch my time card to do a stream and to pump out money. I don't think about it like that at all. In fact, if I hit a goal, that's the most relief I can have because that means for the rest of that stream, I can legit just relax and have fun with you guys, right? Yesterday, we hit the goal as we were starting Suikoden. I was so happy because I was like, hey, now I can actually enjoy this awesome game from my past and have zero pressure about having to make money today. It was amazing. It's what I mean. Like, it's not for me about, oh, this is my time card, time to punch it, make my money today at all. I just want to have fun with you guys, enjoying games and chilling. That's the content I love the most. It really is. And yeah, do I like doing the other stuff too? Sure. But you know, that's the truth is that I have passion for what I do. I came from a place where I had no passion. When I was doing the offline content, meaning I was streaming, but I was ignoring the audience. There was no interaction. It didn't really have meaning. It was just must pump out the playthrough, must rush through the game, must do as much content as possible. That's when I was kind of losing my motivation and my enjoyment of it. But that was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Once I changed to be more interactive, it got better. And now I like my content more today than I did ever in the past. And to be frank, I wish that I had adjusted to be more interactive and social way earlier. I wish I had done it the day I started streaming in 2013. I wish I had changed, but it took me 4+ years to do it. And that was stupid because I feel like I was way behind the times, you know? See, exactly. Dummy Koala says, sadly, that's how I am with my job. It's like I'm dreading every single clock in. I'm glad that you get to enjoy your passion. And so am I. You guys have to understand that, how lucky I am and how grateful I am that I get to do this for a living because I love it. I absolutely love what I do. Brash Candicoot says, I can tell you're passionate. 16+ years, you're still going. People say you're only in it for the money, but what about the times you don't even make any money? It's because you love the gaming. Yeah, I mean, and not every stream do I make the money, right? There's been entire playthroughs that have been nearly dead, yet I still continue to play the game and people give me shit for it. So that's the thing. People want to say that, but they don't really have a factual justification for it. They just want to run with the negative meme so they have content to make. That's all it is. Falcule says, respect to you for understanding the reality of business and trying to find a happy medium between profitability and fun. That's hard to find, especially in a changing market. It is. It's very hard right now. It is. Okay. Oh, a tip came in and I missed it. Hold on. I completely missed it. Hold on. I keep trying to click. I keep trying to click on the email, and then another email opened where I was clicking. I can't. It's like slippery. It's like the email is covered in butter, and I'm trying to click on it, and I can't get it. Okay, close these. Here it is. I received I received a $2 tip from Flatman B. Hope everyone has a great weekend. God bless and peace. Thank you, Flatman. Flatman, you're the first tipper. Thank you. I know we did get support other ways, but you're the actual first tipper today, right? Cool. Sweet. All right. So, all right, Lucky Gremlin, goodbye. I'm done with you. You're a toxic individual. You're a toxic influence on these streams. You're not going to dictate to me how I feel. You're not going to contradict me directly. Get out of my channel and never come back. I'm done with you. Really, I'm tired of these people who are these toxic, negative influences, and everything they want to do is just so rotten. All right? You're rotten. You're a bad influence. Leave my chat, never return. And that goes for your buddy there too, Friendly Gremlin, who also does exactly the same thing every stream. I don't ever want to see you here ever again. Get the fuck out. Seriously, just tired of this shit. They say, no, you have no passion. We never see it. It comes. Fuck you. Fuck you. You directly want to be a dick to me. Get out. Not so lucky now, are you? And it's March, and St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. What a shame. I guess you didn't sit on a leprechaun today. You didn't have enough of 4-leaf clover shoved up your ass. Okay. Anyway, good. Now we don't have to fucking deal with that guy anymore. Sheesh. Well, Sarah, see, that's just me. See, Sarah makes a good point. Let's be fair, because I do want to be fair to people. Okay? Sarah just said, why don't you work with the game companies? Because if you did, if you played the game, things would probably be a lot easier. Okay? Now, she's right. If I played the game, you might say, what does that mean? What it means to play the game is very simple. You have to kiss major ass, okay? You have to be out there contacting those in-between people. There's actually companies that are hired to essentially be the go-between of content creators / influencers and game publishers. And their job is to just stay in contact with you and tell you, these are the games that are coming out. This is the press release for it. Here's the press pack for it. If you want a code, here's how you get it. Here's the formats. Here's when you can start playing it. Here's what you can and can't say about the game. Here's when you can start publishing information about the game. Here's when you can say a review about the game. It's a big, big industry, and it's a big rigmarole, and there's a lot of checks you have to do, boxes you have to X off, T's you have to cross, I's you have to dot, and rules you have to follow to be a part of that whole thing, okay? Most people who actually are full-time Let's Players, content creators, and or gamers are in this system. The vast majority of them, okay? Most of these people don't ever pay for games. They just get games. And so you might notice a creator out of nowhere might say, today we're just going to play this game. I never announced it before, but today we're going to play it on stream. And then they'll play it on stream. And then after that one stream, they never play it again. That's because they got the game for free and they're getting paid for it. They're all part of this system, okay? That's how they're making their living. It's not like me, where they're crowdfunded via streaming. They actually have these agreements in place to play games and get paid to play and have these sponsorships, but they have to play by all these rules, all right? So, Sarah, to answer your question, yes, if I played by the rules and I was part of that system, absolutely, positively, I would be making bank. I would be doing better than I am right now. But the question is, at what expense, right? Right now, I love the fact that I am independent, okay? I have absolutely no one that I answer to. I don't have to answer to the games industry. I don't have to answer to YouTube. I don't have to answer to Kick. I don't have to answer to any authority. I don't have a boss. And I don't have to watch what I say. I don't have to tiptoe through the tulips and be careful and walk on eggshells and do all this shit. I don't have to kiss ass. I don't have to say a game is good that's not. I don't have to say a game is bad that's not. I can literally be me. And that's what I really find passionate. Okay. That is actually why I have passion for my job. If I came to work every day and I was like, well, today we got to play this game that I don't really care for, I have no interest in, but I'm going to make big bank on it, I would not have any passion for that whatsoever. Then you would start to see the Phil who's just going through it, checking the box, doing in the minimum effort. That's what you would see because I wouldn't care. It would just be, hey, this is my job today. I'm just clocking in, clocking out, and receiving my paycheck. And I hate to say it, that's a lot of content creators today. A lot of them are just, that's all they wanted. So many people today, they say, oh, I got into content creation because I wanted to be an influencer and I wanted to make a living doing it. What? I got into content creation because I loved video games and I wanted to share my passion for games with the world through jokes and improv commentary. I did YouTube for 2.5 years before you could even monetize gameplay. I put out thousands of hours of content before I made a penny doing it. So how anyone could accuse me of like being a sellout or having no passion, it doesn't even make sense. But the thing is, people don't know the history and people don't care to. They care to follow their own narrative. If I was in that system where I have to essentially be that tool of the industry to push content for money, I would hate my job. Because I hate that shit. I hate when you see this is a paid advertisement, right? It's trash. When you see a tweet and it's hashtag ad, hashtag this and that, because you know that's not content. You know that that's someone simply selling out and taking a paycheck to put out fake content, and they don't care that you're watching an ad. They don't give a shit. They just want the money. You want to talk about greed? Do you think it's more greedy to constantly shill products you have no faith in whatsoever just to get rich? Or do you think it's more greedy to say, hey, I'm making content that's legit and I'm passionate about. Please support it today. So e-begging. Sorry, I think that I would rather e-beg for the content that I stand behind than to stand here being a talking, walking ad. I hate ads. I really do. Okay? So, oh, did they? Joshua was saying my old Dark Side Phil channel was closed. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but it shouldn't have been. Nope, it's still there. What are you talking about? The channel's still there. I wouldn't be surprised with the way that YouTube operates if they close an old channel that, I don't use, but it's still there. I'm at it right now. Anyway. So, yeah. So, yeah, like that's the thing. So now you guys can disagree 100%. All right. So, and that's okay if you disagree, but that's me and that's my mentality. So if I were to answer to, we're still answering Sarah's question. If I were to be a part of this industry, this big cog, this tool, whatever it was, right? Basically what would happen is I would have to agree to everything. I would have to be like, well, sadly, I have to now only abide by the rules because I got the game early. I can't criticize the game. I can only pay content of the game on this date. I would have to take these sponsorship opportunities. I would absolutely have to sugarcoat everything I do. 100%. I would become PG Phil overnight, right? There'd be no ranting, no swearing. You wouldn't hear me ripping Neil Druckmann a new asshole on the podcast. None of that would exist. I would have to be Mr. Squeaky Clean. Take a look at the people who succeed in the industry as full-time Let's Players and get all this stuff. They are literal ass kissers. That's the only people who succeed like that. And that's not me. So, yep. I don't know what else to say. Cool Gal said, but you are that now compared to back in the day. No, back in the day, I was over the top crazy with commentary to try to appeal to a teen audience on YouTube. I don't have to do that anymore. So now I can be more genuine to me. Do you understand? Like, Joshua, the Dark Side Field channel is up and running. What are you talking about? He says, at least you should talk to YouTube about getting Dark Side Phil up and running. It's up and running. I'm looking at the channel. It's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, whatever. All right. Okay. Anyway, so we guys still got about like 10 minutes left on the show. Um, would anyone like? What do you guys want to chat about for the last 10 minutes? And by the way, let's get some more support, guys. All right, we're about a third of the way to our goal, but obviously we don't want to sputter out now. We want to keep that momentum going. Excuse me. I want to keep that momentum going. All right, so let's continue, shall we? And let's see. Again, we only have one tip today. We have no memberships, by the way. So let's get some. We don't have any subs that actually even came in during the show. Maybe a sub over on Kick would be nice, since the 3 subs were all from before the pot or before the stream, right? Okay. Chomps, I do not run a ban heavy channel. You're ridiculous. This is one of the lightest channels for bans. The only statistic that the detractors like to bring up is that, oh, so many things are banned on Kick. Yes, it's the sock accounts from the same person. They make like 40 of them a day. Like literally, this person sits there and makes like 40 plus accounts a day, and they're all awful stuff, insulting, doxing, racist, sexist, detractor meme shit. So they don't even say a word. They make the accounts, and my moderators see those accounts get made and just ban them before they ever talk. It's the same person because you can tell because it's the same kind of fucking shit in the names and everything. That's there is not heavy moderation anywhere in my content. It's just bullshit. People made that up. But that's what the detractors want to push as their narrative because, again, that helps them look better and make content. I barely even have any active mods half the time. Most of the time, it's me or one mod, right? Moderating. It's really not that much at all. Well, Chomps, if you watch other streams with your eyes closed, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. Because you know what you're saying? There's no way that I could say anything about it unless I'm on other streams, which I'm not. So your opinion is invalid. It doesn't matter. Would I ever play Evil AJ in a hype show match, a Super Turbo, where I was going to do it with LTG? Yeah, but it would have to be a good version that he's not abusing. The 30th anniversary collection is terrible. It's 100% bad. It runs very poorly. The speed, because the speed is off, you can abuse the game and do these dirty tactics of repeated throw loops and things that don't work in the real game. I mean, when he was playing with Vega, he literally just jumped, mashing medium punch, landed, and just tried to throw. That's not how you play Super Turbo. That doesn't work. But it does in that collection because the game runs so horribly, you can't even get a move out. So I'm not going to play him in the broken version. He's an idiot. If you ever wanted to play real Super Turbo somehow, I would fucking wipe the floor with him. Easily. But we have to play the real game. Thank you, Eska. 39 months as a member, says I'm off to work sick. Oh, I'm off from work sick. I'm going to chill with you with Yakuza. Sounds good. Good to have you here today. For some chill Yakuza. Should be a good time. I don't know if I'm getting WWE 2K25. I'm just not sold on it being something that you guys want to see. I'm just being honest. Whenever we get it and we try the story mode sucks. Or career mode or whatever they're calling it this year because they keep changing it, right? But we can showcase mode never works because they put in 700 WWE pieces of music and video and it always gets blocked on. I remember when we tried to do it and my whole stream got fucking blocked and we couldn't stream it. So he said, forget that. And then usually the career mode is bad and we get bored of it. You know, like every time I try to do content with it, it doesn't work. The only thing we've done that's successful with WWE games is the sim matches, which they work to some extent. And I could see myself maybe doing some sim pay-per-view events. It would be nice to do them with PPP, but I still haven't figured out the solution of how I can stream from my PC through OBS so he can see it in Discord, and then we can both comment on it without making a giant echo. Like the way I see it, either the game has to be completely silent or there's going to be an echo no matter what. I still haven't figured this out. You know, I haven't. And quite frankly, I don't know if it makes sense to put that much effort into it if it's going to be that big of a deal, you know? Oh, you got the long box version of Alpha 1 on PS1? That's awesome. The original PS1 boxes, most people have never seen them. They were so unique. They were long cardboard boxes, okay? Like this tall and this wide, so kind of rectangular. And they opened up and they actually had a foam insert that would hold the disc against its plastic backing, it was such a unique thing. And it usually had a big instruction booklet, and sometimes it would have coupons and a warranty card, and it had this unique smell. It's hard to explain. New game smell. You'd open up like, oh. So it was actually, that was like the era of physical media, like being meaningful, because it was like something concrete that was special. Some of them had like ridges on the edge. It was so weird. You grab the box, there's like bumps and ridges on the edge. You're like, what the hell? There's like a texture to this box. It was very, very unique. But yeah, that was cool. But then everything became the same. What happened is they realized it's too expensive to produce these boxes because they're so different and unique. So then everything just went down to a CD jewel case. Every single game became a CD jewel case. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was awesome when you actually had a ton of content that came with a new game. Whenever you opened the new game and there was like all this stuff inside. I mean, even my early YouTube years when I did release day unboxing, that was a great show. Release day. Wow, 5 games came out today. Let's unbox them all. And you open up, you see all this awesome stuff that was in the box. You read the box. Now, you buy a physical game. The box sucks. You open it up, there's nothing in it. Sometimes the disc isn't even in it. Oh, here's a code to download the game. Then you didn't buy the physical game, right? But they act like you did, but you didn't. It's just not, it's totally different now. The whole industry has changed. All right. Well, guys, we're going to end the show shortly. Any last minute topics, or are we good? Shall we move on and then jump into Yakuza, or Pirate Yakuza, I should say? Did I ever buy PlayStation Power magazines for extra content? I mean, back then, in the late 90s, like every gaming magazine came with a demo disc. So you'd buy the magazine just to get the game demos and test them out and see if you were interested, if you wanted to buy the full game. And it was awesome. It was a good value, honestly, because how else could you get them? You couldn't download demos to your PS1. There was no way. So the only way was to get the magazine. And then sometimes you would read the magazine. Other times you just throw out the magazine and keep the demos. All right. I guess we'll end it, and thank you guys for a chill show. Good discussion about content moving forward and in the future. I mean, in summary and in conclusion, excuse me. I think it's very, very apparent. It's a fact. It's not just an opinion that moving forward, there's absolutely no way that I can continue to exist as a creator that only just plays long form playthroughs, right? It's just not going to work anymore. There's got to be a difference, a change. And for now, some of the change is the variety of content that I'm putting out. I'm trying new things like Lego streams, like Smart Guys. I'm trying to do indie games that are short and rush and try games. And hey, if it doesn't work, then we don't have to commit to playing the whole game. These are all changes that are working, as opposed to just staying the course and hoping for the best. That's not going to work. There's got to be things that have to evolve and change over time. And the sooner we accept that, the better. Okay. And that's just reality. Okay. The life changes, the world changes, culture changes, YouTube changes, the internet changes, and you got to roll with it. So that's the best mentality to have. But at the same time, an entire, complete, out of nowhere, all at once change without transition also is probably a very bad idea, because people don't like immediate, direct, complete change, right? You need to have a transition. And that's what I've been trying to do. Convince people that I can work as a podcaster or as an interviewer or as someone who does commentary instead of just the guy who plays games, blah, 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 and it's working. Like I said, most days a lot of days I'm making more on the podcast than I am during the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how to progress. And like I said, don't worry, things aren't going to change. I'm not going to just drop games and stuff. It's not. Games are my passion. I'm going to continue to do gaming content, but it's a matter of shifting slowly into other stuff and having that variety, so it's not all the eggs in one basket mentality, right? And I'm going to want your help. All of you out there, I'm going to want your help, your opinions, your take on what's working and what's not, ideas for new things. I never would have done a Lego stream if you guys hadn't suggested it. I never would have even thought to do it. And then, now having multiple cameras and everything, and it's working nicely, you know what I mean? It's so awesome. So thank you for that. And I know that, long term, I think things are going to work. Things are working now as they are, and we are transitioning towards, different, better content, and I think things will work. I'm not worried. I think that a lot more people out there are worried more than I am. I think I've been through so much at this point that it doesn't really matter what happens. I'm going to be the survivor, But I think it's the question of, what are the changes and the positive things to come? We'll have to figure this out, right? Because again, you guys are as much of a part of it as I am. This is content not just for me, it's for you. And you guys support it, and that's why I'm successful. So that's the balance we have to find, right? Okay. I think it's time to wrap it up. I'm not here tomorrow, remember, folks. I'll be back on Sunday, and as you know, every single time that we have a day off here, something happens. So I'm sure when I come back on Sunday, we'll have lots to talk about, okay? So thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. Have a good Saturday. I'll be back Sunday for another fun week of good variety and content. And thanks a lot. Peace out, everyone. See you Sunday.